Neeraj, can you just tell me about your leadership style?
Sure, sure. So definitely that's a great question. And to be honest, a successful leader needs to be really flexible on the use of leadership styles. So I just don't follow one particular leadership style. It depends upon the situations, it depends upon people and the needs of the organization. But overall, my leadership style is usually a combination of visionary, coaching, and democratic styles. So when I say visionary, I mean I set up team vision, align with the company goals, and whenever a project starts or in the middle of the project, I make sure the project vision and impact is communicated to the team. It can include anywhere from how much the customers, leadership, how much they appreciate their work and waiting to see the project going live. And it definitely help in continuously keeping the team motivated and excited about using this. So that kind of motivation through developing the vision that helps in team navigating through different complex problems and resolving blockers with a positive frame of mind. And a visionary leadership style is also very important while the team or company is going through layoffs or reorgs, because we inspire the team towards opportunities in front of us rather than looking back of what happened. So that was about visionary. And when I do one-on-ones with the team or undertake performance reviews, or even while delegating the task, I make sure like I use coaching style of leadership because I want my team to grow, develop, and achieve their career goals. So act like GPS for them, where I try to find out where they are, where they want to go, how they want to go there, and how I can help in getting them to their destination. So the task delegation also that factors in pretty much a lot of their interests, not just their skills and timeline. And a lot of the frameworks I use while coaching people, including WWW, EBI, and even SBI for giving constructive feedback. And mainly this coaching style, definitely I practice with my team a lot of the
Got
time.
it. Got it. That makes a lot of sense for like working cross-functionally, unblocking the team. How about just day-to-day execution? Is there any sort of like leadership style that you undertake there?
So yeah, day-to-day execution, if it's about decision making, let's say if it is about decision making, then I mentioned the third leadership style, democratic leadership style, where whether it is about making architecture decisions, whether it is thinking about what is the next priority for in what is the next tech debt item that we need to prioritize, or if we talk about like learning from what happened during the past 2 weeks, whether it is about sprint retrospectives, sprint demos, or a lot of all those sprint activities, I use democratic style because I want to make sure that people have a say on decision making, that they are continuously learning. And with this style, it promotes team effort and collaboration as well.
Got it. Okay, cool. So when you were talking about giving feedback to the team as as a coach, maybe, you mentioned some SBI model. Can you share more about what this is?
Sure, SBI stands for situation, behavior, and impact. And while giving constructive feedback, it is very important to not judge people. So, like when I talk about situation, it's like when and where it occurred. When we talk about behavior, like what was the observable behavior, not judging, okay, you did this wrong or something like that. So an impact, like what was the impact? Let's say, for example, if let's say a project was supposed to take 2 months and it took 3 months, so I would approach something like, it was great to see the project delivered with great quality. And I do want to discuss one thing though, that project was supposed to launch last month, but it got delayed, because of which customers were impacted. So could you please share what happened? So here I'm not concluding on what why it failed, why the project delayed. I'm trying to have an open-ended conversation with the team member to figure out what happened, and together we can figure out what are the next steps and action items we can take. so that these things do not repeat.
Yeah, that's great. I think one of the things that I've learned the most is one of the things that people you work with remember the most is not what they did with you, but it's rather how they felt when they worked with you. So I think that makes a lot of sense. I'd like to push you a little bit more here. So you mentioned visionary, coaching, democratic styles. Are there any other sorts of leadership styles that you use?
Yeah, definitely. So there are, like I mentioned, we have to be flexible on the use of leadership styles. And these are the three styles I use mostly, but there are multiple other styles that I have to use depending upon the situation, like affiliative style. So I do occasionally happy hours, team lunches, fun events. I make sure that there is harmony created among the people, and I create a positive and working environment with the team. Whether it's normal day to day or whether the situation is stressful because of other external factors, layoffs, unforeseen circumstances. So in those cases, I have to temporarily put the goals and standards aside to make sure that the employee's outstanding need is met. And it's important to be compassionate during that time towards the ones who are impacted or other people as well. So that is about affiliative. Then about pace setting style also I have used sometimes in the past. I do set high standards within the team, and sometimes, yes, I have to bring the team to that standard. Like there was one scenario where there was a critical issue within the team, and critical production issue that we had, and the team was comparatively newer. So it was very important to act with urgency, and I noticed some gaps there. So in that critical issue, I kind of led by example and understood the problem, figured out with the team what they investigated so far, delegated appropriately, and set up a long Zoom meeting with the team so that they understand how I'm approaching this problem, how we can move faster. And next time, if this thing happens again, and this thing did happen again, so a lead engineer was able to follow the same mechanism, same like he stepped up and followed the same steps to resolve things quickly. So
Got
that's
it.
about pace setting. And sometimes even like there are some cases where there is a tech stack where when I have such a great engineer that I mean, who doesn't want to be managed and who doesn't need a guiding hand. So sometimes even laissez-faire style works for those kind of people who are really competent and
I
don't need
see.
supervision.
So you're basically hands on when you need to be hands off when you're not hands off. You observe the engineer and you understand, what's the right leadership style to use in what situation. You're a very flexible engineering leader, right?
Yeah, that's right. And that is a challenge and interesting part about leadership as well. So
Hmm.
you have to be really flexible on that.
Makes sense. I know we've been talking a lot about different leadership styles, and it's not very natural to try to think about how, what kind of styles you are. So I appreciate you being reflective here. If you were to describe in one word a kind of leadership style that you do not use, can you think of one? It's okay if you can't, but I'm really curious if there's any kind of style that you just for sure wouldn't use.
Yeah, so one style is called coercive style that I do not really follow in general. So it's like giving direct orders. It's like military style, giving direct orders without seeking employees' inputs or even listening to their reactions. With such kind of high performing motivated team, if we apply these kind of styles, it doesn't go well with the team. It reduces job satisfaction. People don't like it. It creates an environment of fear, insecurity, and even people can leave the company in that case. So that's why it is usually used when really nothing else works, where the only option is that the candidate has to go. Like, yeah, I mean, he's really severely underperforming and there is no other option that works. But
Mm,
with a high performing team, it doesn't work out. So
I
definitely
see.
this is one style I do not use.
Yes, especially in I guess like engineering teams, highly performing engineering teams where everyone has strong opinions, giving military style directions isn't cohesive for the team success. But thanks for walking us through, and I think this was a pretty reflective conversation about how you think about your leadership style, and I think this is a very common question in engineering manager, your software development manager type interviews. So appreciate your time here. Before we wrap things up, were there any resources that you use to learn about, be reflective and learn about leadership styles? Were there any books that you used, or, were these all sort of just you being, you having had years of experience as an engineering manager?
Definitely a combination of both. So as an engineering manager, I mean, I get to interact with so many different kinds of people. So I can figure out what works, what doesn't work. At the same time, there are training materials, there are courses, there are boot camps from universities like University of Berkeley or even Stanford. But yes, I think there are some courses that I have taken, like University of Berkeley bootcamp course that I took from new managers. That was back like 5 years ago, but it was very useful in terms
Cool.
of getting introspective into like who I am exactly and what is the best I can do.
Got it. Great. Well, thanks, Neeraj. Hope this was helpful for the audience. And for those who are watching at home, good luck with your upcoming EM interview.
Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons below to let us know that this video is valuable for you. And of course, check out hundreds more videos just like this at tryexponent.com. Thanks for watching and good luck on your upcoming interview.